Illinois was rocked by another major snowstorm, arriving immediately after the long Thanksgiving holiday. Heavy snow fell across the northern and central parts of the state, including Chicago, Rockford, Peoria, and Springfield. The National Weather Service issued a winter weather advisory, in effect from noon until midnight, warning residents of slippery road conditions, limited visibility, and extreme cold. This storm was not just a seasonal phenomenon, but a test of infrastructure, transportation systems, and public preparedness for an increasingly unpredictable winter. Snow fell at a high rate, reaching rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour in some locations. Accumulations in Chicago were recorded at about 8.4 inches, in Peoria 5.2 inches, in Springfield 8.9 inches, and in Rockford about 8 inches. The city of Lincoln also experienced accumulations of up to 7.8 inches. These figures indicate that this storm was significant, even exceeding the average December snowfall of about 6 snow days. This year, forecasts indicate 9 snow days at the start of the month, signaling a longer and more intense winter than in previous years. In addition to snow, strong winds exacerbate the situation. Blowing and drifting snow drastically reduces visibility, making it difficult for drivers to see the road ahead. Freezing fog in the mornings adds to the risk, making travel hazardous. This has led to numerous school closures, flight delays or cancellations, and train schedule disruptions. Major highways in and around Chicago are covered in thick snow, forcing authorities to work around the clock with heavy equipment to clear roads and spread salt to reduce the risk of slipping.
What about some Michelin cross climbers?
Extreme cold temperatures also pose a challenge. Following the storm, temperatures plummeted, with wind chills reaching below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. These conditions put people at risk of hypothermia and frostbite if they remain outdoors for extended periods.
Give me the cheapest tires you guys got.
Local governments and community organizations have opened emergency warming centers to accommodate residents without access to adequate home heating. This winter has truly tested the physical, mental, and social resilience of Illinois residents. The massive snowstorm that hit Illinois not only disrupted travel, but also caused hundreds of road accidents. Illinois State Police reported nearly 500 crashes on Saturday, November 29, 2025, just after the post-Thanksgiving snowstorm. Of those, approximately 66 resulted in injuries. Police also responded to approximately 300 additional incidents, including vehicle breakdowns, stranded drivers, and calls for emergency assistance on the road. These crashes mostly occurred on interstate highways and expressways covered in heavy snow. Many vehicles skidded due to slippery road surfaces, while limited visibility from wind-blown snow made it difficult for drivers to control their vehicles. The high post-Thanksgiving travel volume exacerbated the situation, as thousands of people returned from family trips and vacations, resulting in heavy traffic combined with extreme weather conditions.
What are you doing, man?
The impact of these crashes was widespread. Traffic was backed up on many major roads, causing long delays and frustration for drivers. Public transportation was also disrupted, with trains delayed and flights canceled due to snow-covered runways. Emergency services worked around the clock to remove vehicles, assist stranded drivers, and ensure injured people received medical care. State police are urging the public to avoid non-essential travel and stay home until conditions improve. Analysis shows that this high number of accidents reflects the vulnerability of Illinois' transportation system to extreme snowstorms. The extensive and heavily trafficked road infrastructure requires intensive maintenance during storms, but snow removal capacity often cannot keep up with the rate of accumulation. Major factors contributing to accidents include rapid snow accumulation, strong winds that reduce visibility, and high travel volumes. This underscores the need for more adaptive transportation policies to extreme weather, including increased snow removal capacity, more effective early warning systems, and public education about winter driving safety. This snowstorm in Illinois is not just a meteorological event, but a reflection of the challenges facing modern society in addressing climate change and extreme weather. Longer and more intense winters demand more resilient infrastructure, transportation systems, and public policy.
6.5 hours.
The hundreds of accidents that occurred demonstrate that public safety risks increase significantly when major snowstorms strike. This calls for a deep reflection on how society can build more resilient systems, whether through technology, policy, or social awareness.
Where's Santa?
Illinois, with its large population and complex transportation network, is a prime example of how snowstorms can paralyze daily activities. From school closures and flight cancellations to hundreds of road accidents, the impact of this snowstorm was felt at every level of society. However, behind these challenges, there are also important lessons about solidarity, preparedness, and adaptation. The opening of emergency heating centers, the hard work of emergency services, and the community's willingness to help each other demonstrate that even in the midst of storms, there are social forces capable of maintaining community resilience. The future impacts of the major snowfall in Illinois will be felt across various aspects of society, from transportation and the economy to public policy. Slippery roads and heavy snow accumulation will continue to pose a risk of accidents, requiring authorities to increase snow removal capacity and strengthen early warning systems. Public transportation such as trains and flights will face repeated delays, impacting supply chains and business activity. Local economic sectors, particularly trade and services, will experience disruptions due to limited public mobility, while operational costs for infrastructure maintenance will increase. Socially, communities will face health challenges due to extreme cold, including the risk of hypothermia and frostbite, requiring emergency heating centers and social services to remain prepared. Longer and more intense winters will also require lifestyle adaptations, with people requiring greater travel caution and greater reliance on weather monitoring technology. In the long term, snowstorms like this highlight the need for more resilient transportation and infrastructure policies to cope with extreme weather. State and local governments will be required to allocate larger budgets for road maintenance, emergency systems, and driver safety education. Climate change, which is triggering increasingly frequent extreme weather patterns, will also be a factor in reflection, as communities must prepare for winters that are no longer as predictable as they used to be. Thus, the future impact of snowfall in Illinois is not just a temporary disruption, but a systemic challenge that requires infrastructure preparedness, public policy, and social awareness so that communities can remain resilient in the face of increasingly harsh winters.